Thank you. Alright. Alright.
That way when I talk, it doesn't echo.
Oh.
That's what I'm doing on mine. So Trimblefoot's just going to collapse near the fallen down door and kind of get his breath back. That was a heck of a 4 hour walk.
Yeah.
So he's going to take a moment to breather, um, do a mini meditate to Nikas, and just kind of center himself at the new location.
The door's not falling off. Or, like, down. It's hanging off the hinges.
Unhinged, yeah.
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 I was going to pour all the sand out of her boots. More sand, but it won't be as much sand.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Val, sand gets on all the wrong places.
It does.
Well, I guess while Valdis primps herself and Trimblefoot rests, I am going to, as quietly as possible, start to, take a closer look at the general area, the fountain, the houses, or the well, or whatever you called it, and see if there's anything interesting or suspect.
Okay, are you going to do stealth, or are you just not worried about stealth?
It's how you interpret it. I said as quietly as possible, so you let me know if you feel it's something I need to roll for.
Yes, please.
I'll roll it. Okay. I removed all my macros. Like, it's only keeping my top 6 macros.
Must be the
It must only hold 6 of them
6
permanently.
unless you are Patreon or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, you stealth really, really well.
Ooh, 25.
Mm-hmm.
And roll me perception, please. Holy shit! What good we have been rolling all these? Last night.
Hey, I don't know. That double 20 was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh, yeah. I talked for that for a while after.
Going that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so as you go in and you're looking around, sticking mostly to the shadows, there doesn't really seem to be much here. As I told you before, there was only about 4 houses, but off to the back you see what looks like a building that was for storage, but it's been busted in. The windows are completely shattered. Most of the houses look like they're falling apart. They haven't been tended to what looks like years. There's trash on the ground. You see papers fluttering around on the ground. As you get closer to the center of town and you look at the fountain, the water is very dirty and it's the consistency of watery mud.
Okay. Well, that may or may not be suspicious. Do any of these houses look more important than another, like someplace that may contain a map or some books, or do they all just look like commoners' houses?
They all look like commoner houses. Pretty much what you get from here is this is literally a place for people that, like traveling merchants, can come and
Okay.
stay for a few days while they rest up from a long travel. Um, but nobody of real importance comes out here. It's
It's a waste.
think of an outpost where nobody, like a general or nobility, come, but it's protected enough that should they come here, they can still be protected. That's
Okay.
why there's the fence around the outpost.
So I go back to my peeps at the front gate and just tell them that it looks quiet. It doesn't look like there's anything here that's helpful. Um, people people may have come through here, but there's no one here now, and there's nothing that can give us any pertinent information.
Is there any shade, any water? Did you see anything like that?
The fountain in the middle of town is just full of thick mud. So I know you and I don't need to really worry about that, but we know Tremble will. And I only have 3 water bottles in my pack. It won't last him very long.
Well, I guess let's get out of the sun and figure out where we can go from here.
I saw a storage shed that looked like it had been busted in. At the time, it didn't seem like there was anything wrong with it. Could probably just hunker down in there.
Sounds good.
I'm actually going to head towards the fountain since you said it was like a thick mud.
Okay.
Mud means there's water. If you dig deep enough, it might be a little muddy water, but it's still water. And I have empty vials that I can fill it with.
So we'll follow you to the fountain then, and you do what you do.
You do you.
Yep, I'll try digging with a survival check and see if I find any water deeper into the muddy murkiness. How do you do the rolls where it actually adds in the thing for you?
You like /D20 plus whatever your bonus is.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you, yep.
Plus whatever your modifier is.
Yeah, it won't actually let you type in the sample formula. I tried doing that for Tibber last week, and it breaks it. Yeah, but he did it just fine. So he got a 2 plus his modifier of 7 equaled 9.
Yeah.
So you find very little water. You find very little water. You find some, it starts kind of bubbling up, but it's mixing in with the mud and the other muddy water. But it's
Okay, well, I'll just try again later, I guess, and take a 10 on it or something. I mean, if I work at it over time, I'm sure I'll eventually get at least a vial or two of water. It's going to take time. So,
Alright, so you're going to take 10 and try again.
Ah, very good.
Oops. That would be why it would help. Okay.
Your comment there about saying
So as you continue to dig, more and more water comes up, and as it's coming up, it seems to clear a little bit, but then it starts mixing in with the rest of it. So you're able to get at least one vial of water that's not filled with a bunch of mud.
Can I fill at least the other 3 vials with muddy water?
Muddy water, sure.
That's fine. Water is water when you're desperate enough.
This is true.
Hey, Mark, if I wanted to send you an out of character thing, are you on your Skype or Leah's Skype?
I'm on Leah's.
Yeah, we've kind of switched places for today.
Yep, no worries.
She's on mine, so if you want to
I
send
wish you would quit doing that.
her any, you'd have to send it over to mine.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so we're just watching him dig in the mud, I guess, and laughing at him filling up his. Well, I'm laughing at him filling up muddy vials. But I'm like, I guess this is what a druid does. And I don't care to sit here and watch him play in the mud. So I'm gonna go check out the storage unit and see if I can find anything fun.
I'll head with you.
You sure you want to leave him by himself?
No, I'll stay here and watch him play with mud.
Well, you know, mud's good for the complexion.
That's if you rub it on yourself.
It's kind of hard not to when I'm playing on it.
This is true. You're gonna try and get Angel to join you?
I don't know how Valdis would accept Angel and Tremblefoot mud wrestling event.
Okay, so I'm off in the storage area, and if it looks like people have come through here, and I get the impression that merchants and people come by, I'm going to look and see if they might have left something interesting behind that I can take and use.
Okay, so excuse me. As you start looking through the storage house, you see that people have ransacked this place. There are a bunch of boxes laying all over the floor that's empty. There's empty water bottles, but as you start getting towards the back, you see that they didn't go very deep into the storage area. Kind of like they were in a hurry. So as you get closer to the back, you start seeing rations. You see bottles of water. There is a map.
There is a map.
It's kind of torn on the edges, but it's clear enough that you could see um, the different locations and about how far it would take you to get there.
Does the map look fairly current? How faded and old is the stuff it's written on? Is it paper?
Yeah, but it looks like it's fairly current.
Okay.
It's there may be a little fade, but it's not bad enough to where you can't read it.
Okay. I would like to gingerly take the map and look it over and then pocket it in my book bag.
And do you have a copy of the map?
Yeah, I think so. I have the big one, the huge one I got from you originally.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna go look for it and make sure I get it open and available, so we can go back to anyone else while I.
Well, while you do that, can you roll me an acrobatics check? Because you kind of have to climb over some of the boxes.
Oh, okay, sure.
Because it's kind of like in the back on the wall. Jeez. That was yours. Alright, you successfully managed.
Well,
Shit, rolling high.
Hey, yep. That just means it's all gonna fall out later, man. When I really need it.
Isn't that usually how it works?
Yeah, it's like getting a D20 on something useless and then getting a -1 when it can change the game.
Right. Alright, so Valdez, what are you doing?
I am watching over Trimblefoot as he fills up vials of muddy water.
So Trimblefoot successfully gets one kind of clear but murky vial, and the other three are muddy water. So what are you doing?
Well, since I've gotten all of that, I think I'm going to sit down and tend to Sam, make sure she's doing okay after this long trek, and probably give her the better of the 4 vials of water if she needs it.
Okay, so Sam looks kind of frazzled. She doesn't really understand what's going on. And she's very wary about where you guys are because she doesn't know where you're at. So she kind of looks at you and backs away and doesn't want to drink the water.
Okay, I'm going to use Handle Animal to kind of try and soothe her and calm her down. If I can find it, there it is. Please be good. With a 14.
So that's about average. So she starts calming down, but she still doesn't want to drink the water. She looks at you, she growls and steps away from the water.
Then puts the water away.
Mm.
She kind of even sneers at it. She's like, "No, fuck you." Alright, so back to Angel after having climbed over boxes, some of them falling away, and so you, Valdez and Turnbull hear clatter going on in the storage house as Angel is expertly maneuvering over these boxes to get to a map.
Yep, it's right in line. Cookie Road. But I have a map.
Yes. Now you have a map.
I would like to search through some of the boxes that were way stuck in the back and see if maybe something of value or of use might have been accidentally left behind, since they didn't seem to have as much attention as some of the ones in the front.
Okay. So in these boxes, it's more rations and water. You see some that have cloth that are in strips for bandages.
Mm.
One has what looks like rubbing alcohol. So right now the boxes are just food, water, and medical supplies.
Okay. I'm looking at my backpack to see how much more I can carry. I'd like to grab. I have 7 days of food. I'd like to grab some of the water, a bottle of the rubbing alcohol, and some of the bandages, please. Oh.
What?
Yep. Mark sent me a message that reminded me I'm wearing a cloak that can shove as much as I want in it.
Yes. You and I do believe Valdez, because Turnbull gave Valdez his.
But this is obviously a place that people come and use and store, and I'm a reclaimer, but I'm not like an outright thief. I'm just gonna borrow what I think we need and leave the rest. So I grabbed just enough.
Okay.
Just enough water for a few days of water for Tremblefoot, and enough bandages and alcohol that if one of us was minorly damaged, we could do some first aid. But I don't want to just take all of their supplies. Right. That would not be.
Okay, so you get, I would say, probably about 5 rolls of bandages. And 1 bottle of rubbing alcohol, because it's one of the big ones.
Okay.
So it's not one that's going to go away very quickly.
Right.
And then you have 4 days of water that you had grabbed.
All right. But I will take his recommendation, and instead of trying to fit it all in my book bag, I'm going to carry it out, and we will store it in. Since I can't get into my own cloak, I'll just give it to. We'll figure it out. It'll go in one of our cloaks, but I make my way back to the party so that we can figure out how it's going to get in the cloak. Since I just don't want to I don't know, can't really hold open my cloak and throw stuff in it, and it would be awkward, and I'm already awkward enough, so I head back out.
Okay.
Are you all right? I heard clattering and.
Yeah. I'm fine. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you. I was rummaging through boxes and I found some treasure.
Oh, what did you find? Oh,
I just look at everything that I'm carrying.
That's quite a haul.
And I got a map.
How fortuitous.
Yes. I hope no one's going to need the map after we leave, but it's mine now. I figure we could put these in a cloak, but I can't stick them in my own cloak, obviously.
I'll open up the book and begin to take the items.
Oh, well, but then you would just be putting it in your cloak. One of these is rubbing alcohol that can't get near a fire, and you have a forge.
Okay, look like water. Good to know.
Yeah, well, 4 of these are water, but one of these is rubbing alcohol. We should notate that. I'm sure the bottle is notated, but we don't want to drink that one, I'm sure. So between the two of us, we figure it out. We'll eventually get it stored away. What have you guys been doing here?
Trimblefoot is covered head to foot in mud.
Oh, fun. He's not going in my cloak.
Now stick him in the forge, he'll harden and then it'd fall off.
Pardon?
I said stick him in the forge, he'll harden and then it'll fall
Oh,
off.
yeah, exactly. He can get all dried out.
No, I'm gonna wear it. It's much cooler in the desert to have mud on you.
Well, that's
I suppose that makes
possible.
sense.
Yeah, logical.
So, according to this map that you found, where's the nearest civilization, or have you had a chance to study it?
I did, yes. If I understand your initial directions correctly, we're about, I pull out the map and lay it down. We're about here, and I point at a place on the map. It looks like to the east, we'd have to walk all the way through these mountains or around the mountains. Then there's a forest with a notation. It just says Berry Woods or Bear Woods, however they want to pronounce it. And there's some other areas largely listed, but they're like big general names. It doesn't mention if there's any town or anything specifically there, just that these are the woods, this is a river, this is a forest.
It's like a scavenging map.
Potentially, yeah. It doesn't seem to give much
or
more.
a geological map.
Or a geological map, yeah, but it's not like a village map. You know, there are some triangles, but I don't know what they mean. There's like a little fortress-looking symbol, but maybe that means castle, don't go here. Like, I don't know what they're trying to express, really, so.
Well, generally, if you don't name something, it's usually either non-important or I'm hypothesizing here.
Yeah, or maybe it's just not named because it's one of those things that they don't want to talk about because it's so bad. But either way, we got to get our way out of the mountains and somewhere, so maybe we just pick a direction and go.
Well, we could go east, at least head towards the water because, you know, fresh water could be beneficial to refilling, restocking before we pick another direction.
Yeah, there is a river due east through the mountains. It's called the Bloodmore River, according to the map.
I would rather not drink from blood.
It doesn't necessarily mean it's a descriptor.
I don't know. We're on a different world.
We are. And hey, this water looks like mud, so, you know. But,
what about northeast? You know, that huge body of water up there.
yeah. But if you're concerned about a river being bloody, aren't you concerned about a lake being full of blood?
It doesn't say blood for the lake.
Okay. Oh, all right, Thimblefoot, you can have whatever you want. Looks like it's going to be an equidistant walk. So we'll go northeast to a lake that's not named.
All right.
Because no names are evil.
That is going to take you about 6 hours to get there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because now you're going over mountains. You're going like through the mountains.
Well, yeah, no, I could
woods.
a lot longer, not 6 hours. So that's why I was surprised, not the. Yeah, so we're going to be going over mountains and through the woods. Sorry.
Not from where you guys are actually located.
Okay.
Because you guys are like almost on the north end of the mountains.
It's your campaign. It's your decision.
Yep.
I'm fully okay with a 6-hour hike.
Yep. Hey, I am too. It beats us walking for 4 days because of rough terrain. So if you say it's 6 hours, it's 6 hours. It was just a very pleasant surprise, not a bad surprise.
Okay. Since Trimblefoot and everyone has agreed on where we're going, he stands up, calls out to Sam, and off he goes.
Alright, so you guys start making your way through. Because of where you guys are located, there isn't much mountains left to walk through.
Okay.
But these mountains are fairly high. So you guys find a path that leads almost directly through the mountains. And it's kind of narrow. So you guys have to literally walk in a line.
Okay.
So who's going first?
Trimblefoot, since he said he was going first.
Okay. Trimblefoot and then Valdez and Angel follow behind.
Sounds good.
So
I'll be keeping an eye out behind us to make sure. Just because I haven't seen anybody yet doesn't mean there's nobody there, and I want to make sure we don't get followed. And if we're walking through like a thin area where it's only thin enough for one of us, I want to keep an eye up and make sure that if there's anything like any caverns or like chasms or higher outcroppings, that there's nobody up above us that could ambush us. Yeah, I'm going to keep watch.
And I'm going to have Sam sniffing in case of any unfamiliar smells seeming to come closer.
Sam roll perception and Angel roll perception.
Ooh, what is Sam's perception?
Jeez!
I got a natural 20, baby.
Ooh.
Yep.
And an 18.
God, you guys are killing me. Like, seriously, you're killing me. So, both Angel and Sam, more so Angel, notices somebody up at the top of the mountain following along with you guys.
What does it look like?
You can't tell. It's too high.
But I'm certain that there's somebody following with us. They're keeping pace.
Yes.
Are they like leaping from mountaintop to mountaintop, or?
Well, if we're walking, how I guess I pictured it is like, as we came out of the town, there was probably like a crevice of sorts that we're walking through.
Yeah.
Which means it's got like some hillsides, basically.
Okay, so like old plateaus and stuff.
Yeah, and they're probably just like up on the higher level plateau, keeping pace as we walk in this little chasm that's lower than they are.
Okay.
And so I just pointed out to my team.
Yeah, all you see is a shadow that's following along with you guys.
Yeah. So I just let them know that I call ahead. I'm like, hey guys, just keep your eyes peeled. There's something up on this hill above us keeping pace, but I can't get a beat on it yet, but there's something there.
We stopped. Does it stop?
We all stop to find out.
Yeah.
It stops. And You notice that when you guys stop and it also stops, it kind of slides off into the shadows a little bit.
Another shadow creature, maybe?
Maybe. I'm not even sure what kind of things could be here.
Me either.
We haven't run into anything yet, but it seems they at least need water and rubbing alcohol.
We need to get out of here. This is not good terrain for us to get ambushed in.
We need to pick
up the pace
better terrain
or get up.
ambush.
Yep. What do you guys?
At that, Tremblefoot jumps on top of Sam to kind of ride. He's like, "All right, let's go. Quick pace."
All right. So we see him jump up. I see him jump up on Sam, and Sam just takes off, and I pick up a running pace.
Time to pick up the pace then.
Yep.
Alright, so you guys safely make it through the mountains and into the woods.
Yay.
By the time that you guys make it into the woods, however, it starts getting dark.
All right.
And the area, it's heavily wooded, so there's not a whole lot of light that comes through. And there seems to be like a rolling fog rolling over the ground along the trees.
As we enter the forest, I'm gonna take a moment, take a little breather near the edge of the forest, and reach out and try to detect any magic in this foreboding-looking area.
Okay. Give me 1 second. So as you're detecting magic, you don't get a whole lot of magic. There's like a little glimmer of magic, but it's nothing sinister.
Okay. All right, guys. There's definitely something magical around here, but it's not necessarily outright sinister. It could be nature magic or something of that. So definitely keep your eyes peeled for anything. I'm not even sure what range for unusual here, but unusual for us at least.
Can you get an approximate location or even a further beam on what school of magic?
I'll spend another round detecting magic to see.
Okay. So you continue trying to seek out what it is, and you notice that it's the entire wooded area.
Oof.
I can't really tell you a direction because it seems to be coming from everywhere. As soon as we cross this threshold,
Are we in a magic forest?
that would be us.
Tremble!
Yeah.
Talk to the trees!
I don't exactly talk to trees,
Oh.
You're not on good
Boring.
speaking terms?
but I will do a knowledge nature and see what I can figure out.
Okay. Angel is just more and more not impressed with druid magic. She's been very disappointed so far.
Okay, so what you get is that this area isn't natural. It's almost illusionary.
So Trimblefoot takes a few moments, walks to the nearest tree, kind of places his hand out to touch it, and then just recoils in shock and awe and kind of looks back at the other two. The trees don't exist.
It is a magic forest! I called it! Oh my gosh! Oh, wait, this is a magic forest. Crap. My excitement fades to worry. Shit, who could be powerful enough to make a whole forest out of illusion?
Maybe this is a feature of Helene. Maybe all forests are magical.
What do we do though? It's dark. We need to let the little one and his pet rest. Are we comfortable doing that here?
We stay on the outskirts for now.
I say we walk through the night and get to the water.
You're okay? You don't think you need to rest?
No.
No? How about you, Val? You doing okay?
Yeah.
Alright. So we press through. We keep walking northwest.
Okay. I'm gonna cast.
You mean northeast?
Yeah, sorry, northeast.
I'm gonna cast light to illuminate our path. The dark undergrowth of this magical forest. So we get a little bit of walking light to minimize tripping or unpleasant encounters in the dark.
Okay, so as you guys are walking through and Valdez has light going, the trees are almost gray. They're not what you guys are used to, the brown with the green leaves. These trees are gray with almost silver looking leaves.
Ooh.
And the fog looks almost black. It's kind of like a darker gray. But from you doing the detect magic, it's nothing sinister. It seemed natural to this area.
Alright. So the trees are magic, but the fog is not, and we don't get any bad sense of anything.
Yep.
I would like to roll perception and see if I can spot whether or not that figure has followed us into the forest.
Okay. You're killing me. Yes, you sense that it is still following. It's kind of moved back a little bit, so it's not as close, but you can still sense that it's there.
Okay, I would like to roll for, insight of some sort to see whether or not I believe this presence is threatening or curious.
Okay.
So, would you like me to just do a wisdom or my sense motive?
Sense motive. Oh, excuse me. God, you're killing me.
This is what my rogue excels at. It's not any of the other stuff. This is the only thing I'm good at.
You're an investigator.
Right. That's how I built her.
Okay, so as you're kind of sensing this being that's following you, You don't get anything sinister from it. It almost seems curious, but also mischievous.
Ooh.
Almost
Okay.
like it wants to have a little fun, perhaps at your expense,
Yes.
but it's not out to harm you guys that you can tell.
All right. I am just gonna leave him alone for now then, and not tell my party any of that. I don't want them to be freaked out.
Okay. Okay, so it takes you guys a few more hours to make it through the forest. Um, and as you get closer to the water, you start hearing the waves lapping at the um, land, and you hear some splashing.
Ooh. All right.
Trimblefoot's going to stealth.
Splashing, you say?
I got a nat 20 on that.
Nice.
Yes, you did. Nice.
So, what is everybody else doing?
I'm going to take a look. I'm going to just see. I'm hearing the splashing. I'm just going to want to kind of look and see if I can identify.
Nice. God, you guys are killing me.
Yay!
Jesus is working for us in rolls.
Apparently. Jesus hates me. So, you guys get closer, and Trimblefoot almost completely disappears. You just barely see like an outline of him. And as Valdez continues and you guys get to the lake, you see that there are fish jumping through the water.
So you guys are investigating the you see fish jumping in the water.
Mm-hmm. Well, this certainly seems to be living portable for fish that are on this world.
Do you guys get closer?
Very slowly and very carefully, remaining hidden as possible. I'm going to move closer.
Okay. So as Trimblefoot gets closer, the fish seem to get a little more anxious and start jumping more. And one jumps out and flies towards you guys.
I want to roll dexterity so I don't get hit in the face with a fish.
Okay.
I want to like dodge this incoming fish man.
Talking like a minnow fish, or
Angel makes it. Anybody else going to roll reflex? Valdez also makes it. Nice. All of you make it. So, as you guys dodge out of the way, this fish lands on the ground. And it doesn't look like your normal fish. It almost looks like it has wings.
A flying fish!
Literally. So it gets up, flies, and jumps back into the water.
Ooh.
And this
Wow.
fish is like a vibrant orange.
How large is the fish?
Think of a catfish.
Okay. Okay, that's unique. Can't say I've seen fish that fly before, but I generally try to stay away from nature excursions in general. How about you, Trimble? Oh, Trimble.
Looks edible to me. Steps out of his shadows.
Alright, since we have made it to the water and it has come to my attention that you guys need to take about a 20-minute break.
Yep.
We'll go ahead and pause here.
Okay.
And pick back up when you guys return.
All right.
Thank you so much.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
He'll be back ASAP.
Alright.
I'm updating my notes. You said the fish was orange, right?
It's a vibrant orange. It almost glows. Kind of think like Nita, only orange.
Ooh. Interesting. All right. Ooh, ooh, yay. I'm gonna book our hotel. He's gonna do that thing, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Alright. See you soon.
See ya.
Bye.